We're in July already, and half the year is gone. Well, the energy for the month of July in the soap opera of the stars is one of integration. Very fitting for being half the year gone by, right? So, July feels like an important turning point in this story that is unfolding in your life. I'm an intuitive coach, and this is my intuitive report for the month of July. Now, think of a fruit falling off a tree, absolutely ripe and ready to serve its purpose of creating another tree through the seed that it carries. But for that seed to emerge from the fruit, some steps need to be taken. July is a month of taking those steps. You are the seed that wants to strip away all the casings of the fruit, however comforting and protective they may be, because you want to be free to seed the soil and grow into your potential. You are ready. Now, let's put this in some context. You are being made more and more aware by the forces that act upon all of us that the status quo cannot dictate the way you lead your life. Whatever the theme may be, relationships, whether they're familial, intimate, or friendly, career, finances, your body, your emotions, your mental health, your home, the theme may differ, but you have felt that yearning for change. And this build up has happened over the years of 2020 to 2022. Now, last year, whether subconscious or conscious, you've realized that there was no choice but to embrace who you are, and the universe helped by making you aware of how deep you need to dig in order to set up solid foundations for you to launch. So, this year so far has been you both finishing building that foundation and launching yourself. So, you are on your way to your star now, and the energy is clear that this phase is done. Well done. So, now what? Now, you go through the process of settling into the person you have become. And July seems to be offering a 5-phase approach. So, week 1 of July, the guides are calling it the spark. The first week of July may see you being provoked or you provoking a reaction externally. So, just watch out for this. This will come in a flash, hot and brief, but how you manage it will make all the difference in whether it stays that spark or becomes a raging fire. The provocation itself is on account of the change you have brought within yourself. People may finally wake up to the fact that you are different and so react to you. And you may finally be feeling the reality of the decisions you've made and its impact. Whatever be the reason to that provocation, that's all there is to it. Just that knowing that this is who you are now and that you need to own it. So at this point, the lesson of detached awareness that we discussed in the 3rd week of June will help you manage the spark and prevent the fire. This week, in our analogy of the fruit, represents that moment where the fruit falls from the tree. That moment is sudden and gravity makes the process quick. So that's week 1. Week 2, the guides call it the clarity. So this week brings an almost karmic moment. Why almost? A karmic moment. You have seen who you want to be, and you know without an iota of doubt that there's no going back. It's like your story is being written and you know that this is a new chapter. So you're feeling the joy that that story is unfolding, and you're also feeling the sorrow of the chapters that you had to close for you to get here. So at this point, the lesson of resilience that we discussed in the 4th week of July will keep you going. So this week represents, in our analogy of the fruit, the moment where the fruit is now lying on the ground, not knowing what exactly will happen, knowing that it's clear on its purpose, but also at the same time feeling the loss of now no longer being part of that tree that it grew on. Let's go to week 3, and the guides have called this action. The third week of July is one of moving forward into wanting to experience this new way of being, this new life, your new projects. You're both excited and terrified at what the future may bring, but you're feeling driven to explore. You may be reminded of the period between September and December 2023, and you may experience a feeling of satisfaction that you have emerged victorious from whatever it was that started going on then. So at this point, you may want to revisit the discussion on changes in leadership that we discussed in the second week of June. So in our analogy, this week represents the fruit on the ground, giving off that fragrance, that scent of ripeness to attract the beings that will eat her and also will allow her seed to reach the ground. What is important to note is that the fragrance of being ripe is also a forewarning that the fruit will soon start to disintegrate if not eaten. Now, what's important to know is that the fruit will fulfill its destiny of letting the seed out. But the path taken depends on whether she's able to find that being to eat her or not. There's no judgment between whether the fruit is eaten or whether the seed emerges because the fruit decays. Of course, we're not getting into the science. I know there are some seeds that cannot be planted unless they go through the digestion tract. We're not talking about all that. We're keeping this simple for the purposes of this energy report. But what is important to know about week 3 is that you are taking the action, you're on your path, you know where you have to go. How that path meanders, that's not up to you. You are clear you're going to fulfill your purpose. Okay, so now week 4. The fourth week is called the shift by the guides. And it is a movement of energy that promises to be brighter, surer, wiser. Yay. It comes with a small caveat that there's now no looking back. The point is not that you want to look back. The point is for you to know that the choice is made now. The path is clear. Just focus on walking ahead. So this is almost a relief because it takes the guesswork out of the situation and frees up energy to move forward. So at this point, you may want to revisit the discussion around own your speciality that was discussed in the first week of June. And all of these videos are, of course, or these episodes are, of course, either in YouTube, if that's where you're watching this, or in Spotify, if that's where you're listening to this. Now, this is the time when the fruit has either been eaten, so week 4, in our analogy, is the time where the fruit has either been eaten and the seed processed through the digestive tract of the creature that ate it, and has found the fertile soil, or if it has not been eaten, then the fruit is in the process of decay and the seed is going to find its way in any case. So the fact that the seed will find a way is a no-brainer. Now, whether it's because the fruit has been eaten or whether the fruit is decaying, that's a matter to be seen. Now, the settling. So this is the title for week 5 as per the guides. The 5th week of July is a continuation from the 4th week of July. So not too many changes, but your center reminder, which is wear your own oxygen mask. Now, this was a lesson taught to you in the 4th week of April when you were readying yourselves to launch the rocket towards your dream star. So you may want to look back to what you learned at that time around self-care and boundaries. This is the time when the process of figuring things out is over. The seed is now on its own and needs to unleash its creative potential into the universe. So by the end of July, the universe will be watching with bated breath as you start walking on this path that you have chosen with such commitment. Rest assured that you've been through the process diligently. Wherever you find yourself, it is in the right space for you to be. You will continue the journey to get to the point where you are completely confident that you're in the right place at the right time, saying the right things. The good news that July brings is that the path is chosen, you're familiar with the space that works for you, and you're going forward. So, well done. And Do let me know how this resonates, and I look forward to also discussing with you the first week of July. Do subscribe to this channel for regular updates. I drop a new episode every Friday for the week, and once a month there's a bonus episode for the whole month. I would love to hear from you. I The next part of this report is about my process, so if you would like to hear it, but if you've heard it in previous videos, then this is just a repetition. So prior to being able to receive the downloads, my guides expect me to study the astrological and human design transits that are impacting the period of time the report is meant for. I usually study it for the whole month and then week on week. I call it the soap opera of the stars because when I started looking at the information and hearing the stories, it really feels like the planets and luminaries have their own little dramas with their plots and subplots. And we here on Earth are impacted because, all this energy in the universe, this force in the universe, impacts us. So we need to work with that energy to ensure we are able to navigate life in the best manner possible. So to me, these are our warning signals, or the lighthouse that helps us navigate safely to the shore we want to be on, which is hopefully freedom and liberation. So to know more about what I do, you can find me on Instagram as @Pallavi108, which is PALLAVI 108. I'm also on LinkedIn as Pallavi Nath. I have a Spotify channel. It's the same content but in podcast form. And it's called the Soap Opera of the Stars. I have a Medium publication, so same content but in written format. It's also called the Soap Opera of the Stars. You can also stay updated on all the new episodes by following my WhatsApp channel. This is also called the Soap Opera of the Stars. I'm also planning to start posting on X and Twitter, X and Threads. So if that's something you're interested in, then watch this space for more. So just to let you know what I do, as an intuitive coach, I work with clients one-to-one to reset their energetic blueprints for maximum impact. So what this means is it could be an energetic reset to their timelines that includes events right from conception to now. It could be energy from past lifetimes. It could be also ancestral lineages. Now, why it is important to do this is because there are lots of these hidden little things, just like I see this fractured solar plexus that is hidden in our energy that we're not aware of, that we're not conscious of. But as an energy coach, as an intuitive coach, I can see it in the system and I can work with the client to help release it, because after all, aren't we all looking for relief and ease? I certainly am. This can happen for a client for themselves, an individual reset. It can happen for a relationship they're in, so that's a relationship reset. It can happen for the business they're running, and it can also happen in the space that they live or work in. So anywhere that you feel you need a little bit of an energy shift, like a facial for the energy, a deep tissue massage, connect with me. So apart from this, if you want non-face interaction, then I offer intuitive energy blueprint reports. These cover various aspects of your lived experience. They can be generated for you, they can be generated for loved ones. They're similar to the Soap Opera of the Stars, but this is your natal chart. This is your human design setup. So it's very individual and unique to you. The report that I'm currently working on providing is one around purpose. I will provide reports on love and finance and career and so on and so forth. Right now I'm focusing on the first level, which is why are you here? Who are you on this planet? What is your quest? How does that combine to form your purpose? How do you then understand how this purpose in this current lifetime fits in with past and future lifetimes, and what are the important years so far in your life, what do you learn from them, what do you heal in them, and then what are the important markers over the next 10 years that you could prepare for and therefore navigate your life from that perspective. So this is something that I provide. You can check my link www.bit.ly /PN underscore reports. And I'm going to put that in the link in the description below. Another service that I provide is answers channeled from the guides. Now, you can send this question to me on a form, and within 24 hours, I will respond to you with a voice note. So, these are specific to a situation, a decision, or a person where they need extra guidance, they need an input, they want to make a decision, or they just need to release anxiety. And this is important for them. So, thank you for spending this time with me and my guides, and see you soon. Next Friday, next episode.